If you are in your 40s with a wife and children, getting rich quickly probably shouldn't be the main priority anymore. Because once people depend on you financially, the game changes completely. And when you are older, you cannot recover from the mistakes easily, you can't take bigger risks, and you can't start over easily like when you were young. And once you have children, bills, mortgage repayments, and responsibilities every month, you need to start asking, how can I create stability? And how can I reduce financial stress? Or how can I protect my family long term? Because the reality is, many families are quietly struggling financially, even if everything looks completely normal from the outside. Why many people avoid financial help? One thing people rarely talk about is how many adults avoid financial planning completely, not because they don't care about money, but because it feels uncomfortable. Some people feel embarrassed. Maybe they have debt, or maybe they haven't saved enough, or maybe they feel behind compared to other people their age. And for many families, talking about money creates anxiety because there is investing, insurance, retirement, mortgage, school costs, or budgeting. It can feel mentally exhausting. So instead of dealing with it properly, many people delay it for years. But avoiding financial problems usually creates even more stress later. And from what I've seen, good financial planning is often less about becoming rich and more about creating clarity and stability. So, what is financial planning? A financial planning is basically a roadmap for your money and your future. It helps answer questions like, are we spending too much? Or do we have enough savings? Or are we protected if something goes wrong? Are we preparing properly for retirement? What should we prioritize first? Because many families work hard and earn decent money, but still feel financially stressed because there is no clear plan behind their decision. And honestly, financial planning usually becomes much more important once children are involved. Because now your decisions affect more than just you. So in this video, I want to talk about the financial priorities I would personally focus on if I were raising a family in my 40s. Hi, I'm Putri, and today we are talking about realistic financial planning for families, not hype, not gambling on risky investment, not pretending everyone becomes a millionaire overnight. Just a practical financial habits that can help create more stability and peace over time. So let's get into it. Number 1, emergency fund. The very first thing I would focus on is building a proper emergency fund. Honestly, I think this becomes much more important once you have children because emergencies feel very different when people depend on you financially. What emergency funds really do. They buy time, they reduce panic, they protect your decision making during stressful situations. From what I've seen, peace of mind is one of the most underrated financial goals people can have. The second thing I would prioritize is insurance protection. And the reality is that insurance becomes far more important once people have children and family responsibilities. Because when you are younger and single, financial mistakes usually affect mainly you. But once you have children, mortgage repayments, family expenses, and people depending on your income, the consequences become much bigger. Reducing bad debt. For example, credit card, car loans, personal loans, buy now, pay later debt. Building long-term wealth. For example, if you are simply invest regularly, contribute to your retirement savings, and stay disciplined and consistent, 20 years later, you end up in a much stronger position. That's why I think families should focus on building a simple long-term investment plan. Retirement planning. These goals don't happen by accident. They require planning, and one thing people consistently underestimate is how quickly time passes. 20 years sounds like a long time until suddenly it isn't. That's why your 40s are often the ideal time to review your retirement savings, assess whether you are on track, and make adjustments while you still have time on your side. So retirement planning is simple when you strip it back. Know where you are going, know where you are, bridge the gap, stay consistent, and let time do the rest. Children and money habits. Financial planning isn't just about protecting your own future. It's also about shaping your children's relationship with money. Because children don't learn money from lectures, they learn it from the environment they grew up in. Let's take a simple example. Imagine two households. In the first home, money is always tight, bills are always stressful. There is overspending, followed by regret, and money conversations often turn into arguments. The children grow up sensing that financial pressure is normal, that money is something to worry about. Now, in the second home, things look different. The parents are not perfect, but they are intentional. They talk about saving, they plan ahead, they avoid unnecessary spending, and they show patience with money decisions. The children grow up seeing discipline, not panic, and over time, those small daily habits shape how they think about money as adults. Because in many cases, the most powerful financial education doesn't happen in school. It happens at home, quietly and every single day. Career stability. In your 40s, stable income becomes incredibly valuable. Estate planning is simply about making things clear before anything happens. It includes writing a will that reflects your current situation, clearly setting beneficiaries for your assets, organizing financial documents so nothing is left confusing, making sure your wishes are legally understood. Because without clarity, families are often left to deal with uncertainty at an already emotional time. And in many cases, that's when problems start. Who gets what was intended, what was never written down. And it becomes even more important when there are children from different stages of life or multiple family responsibilities involved. Because the truth is, you are not just protecting your money, you are protecting relationships. And good planning isn't about expecting the worst, it's about removing confusion, stress, and conflict from the people you care about most. That's why estate planning matters, not later, but now. At the end of the day, financial planning in your 40s is less about short-term thinking and more about getting the right fundamentals, stability, protection, reducing financial pressure, and long-term family security. Because real wealth isn't always visible. It's not what you earn, it's how secure your life feels. And in reality, financial stability often looks like emergency savings ready when needed, no constant financial stress, peace of mind at night, and a stable home for your family. And that kind of stability is often underestimated because it doesn't look impressive, but it changes everything. If this helps shape your thinking, you will probably enjoy my future videos as well. I break down financial planning in simple, realistic way, no hype, just clarity. So make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.